Do you want to wake up feeling like you're stepping into who you're meant to be, into the best possible version of you? What if I told you that the key to your best life, health, and happiness are all around you? You just have to find what works for you. I'm Hope Pedraza, and I believe that there isn't just one way to live a healthy and meaningful life, and that all you need is a little inspiration to make changes that last from the inside out. Each week, I'll be sharing tangible tips and inspirational interviews to help you on your journey. These are the steps to take to improve your life and live with purpose. This is Hopeful and Wholesome. Hey y'all, welcome back to Hopeful and Wholesome. So today I'm doing a really short episode to give you a little explanation on why minerals are so important. And I know I have done numerous episodes on minerals at this point. And if you've been listening to the podcast for a length of time, you probably already know that I put a lot of emphasis on them and I talk about them a lot. But in this episode, comes from a training I did on Facebook, and just diving into the why around minerals and some misconceptions and kind of just the reality of what the effects are when we leave this part out of the healing equation. So listen in, and if you want to know more about getting your minerals balanced and your own mineral balancing journey, I put a link in the show notes. Let's jump in. Hello, beautiful people of Facebook. I think this might be the first or second time I've ever gone live on my personal page here on Facebook. I usually do these lives on Instagram, but I've just felt compelled to bring these conversations here to the beautiful people of the Facebook world. And this one is an important conversation. And it's one I've been having a lot with my clients and just in my world as a functional practitioner. And I thought it would serve those of you who are listening or watching. And it's about minerals. And if you follow me on Instagram, where I post probably more, or listen to my podcast, then you've heard me talk about minerals a lot. And I do talk about minerals a lot. And it's one of the things that I really hone in on with my clients, kind of like a first step when we're looking at dealing with chronic symptoms. And let me also preface this by saying, if you've never met me before, you don't know anything about me, I am a functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner. And so functional labs are a big part of what I do to help people get to the root cause of chronic symptoms. And the mineral conversation is one that I have a lot, because I find so often that people, when we're looking to get rid, I'm using air quotes here, get rid of the chronic things that are going on in the body. And this could be, it could be anything from headaches to gut issues to hormonal issues, skin issues, autoimmunity, chronic anxiety, depression, chronic fatigue. You name it. The laundry list of chronic symptoms that we deal with, and the spectrum of chronic dis-ease in the body. And I find so often that when people are looking to get to the root cause and actually work to get rid of it rather than using Band-Aid solutions, that they're doing things out of order, which is why I bring this mineral conversation to the forefront. Because take hormones, for example. I work predominantly with women, high-performing women, entrepreneurs, coaches, business owners, that kind of thing. And so many of them come to me with hormonal issues. And as a woman, if you're a woman listening, then you know, this is a big thing, right? Our hormones are, a lot of times we feel like we have zero control over them. They affect so many aspects of our being, our energy, our mood, the way our body is functioning, right? Our blood sugar, our weight. And so hormones are a big issue. And they come to me and they want me to fix their hormones. And that's their biggest complaint, just fix my hormones. And what I tell them is what I'm going to tell you now. It's never about the hormones. The hormones are always a side effect of something else that's going on. The hormones are just telling us that there's something else wrong. Hormones are just little chemical messengers, right? They're just giving us the signs and the signals that something has gone awry in the body. And we go down the chain of events here in the body of where it started from. We always go back. We want to start with the most foundational piece, and that is the minerals. And that's why I said, and I titled this video, that minerals are the thing you want to focus on if you want to make changes in the body. Starting with the hormones is not going to do what you want it to do. Yes. Can it help things? Yes, it can help things. But 99% of the time, you're leaving out a huge piece, and it's either not going to fix all the things, or it's going to like just fix part of it and it's not going to fix or it fixes it, but not forever. So it's either going to fix part of it or it like fixes it in the meantime, but then it goes back to, you know, the symptoms come back or whatever. And when we really hone in on that, like going down the chain of like that most foundational piece, it's minerals. And just for a little biology lesson, minerals, and you've probably learned this in like, you know, I don't know, chemistry or biology if you took any of those classes, but minerals in the body, at least, not from a chemistry perspective, but minerals are the spark plugs in the body, meaning that nothing happens without this. Like this is the catalyst for basically every reaction in the body. So this is the cofactors for enzymes and hormones and things in the gut. Like our hormones can't function without the right balance of minerals. So why would we start with the hormones when the minerals are the precursors to all of that? You know what I mean? We start from that base level, which is the minerals. And so when I'm working with clients and they're having severe chronic whatever, we're never starting with the severe chronic whatever. We start with the minerals. We start with the mineral balancing. The hair tissue and mineral analysis is the mineral testing that I do. And it's literally you're sitting on some of your hair as a tissue. And this is what is looking at chronically what's happening over time with your mineral levels. Yes, you can get a blood lab with the doctor. And if you've listened to my podcast, you've probably heard me say this a million times, but the blood lab is really just going to give you a blip in time. It's like what's going on right now in the body. It's not what's going on chronically. And with certain minerals are intracellular, meaning they're in your cells. So if we're measuring from the blood, it's really not an accurate look at what's going on in the body. Potassium being a good example of that. Blood lab of potassium is not going to give the whole big accurate picture of what's going on at a cellular level with potassium. Potassium needs to be in the cells to push things. Potassium and sodium work together to bring things in and out of the cells. So the point is, when we're looking at the mineral testing from this perspective, the hair tissue mineral analysis, we're looking at it on the tissue level. And we're looking at chronically what's going on happening over time and what's going on that deep cellular level. And when we start there, then we can build this custom mineral protocol to start from the ground up rather than starting at the top of the chain with what's going on with your hormones or whatever. We're starting from the bottom. And are there other things that we'll add to that? Sure. We'll add in, you know, after we work with the minerals, we'll look at what's going on in the gut. We'll look at the hormones. We'll address the hormones. But there's no use addressing the hormones if we haven't looked at the minerals first. And I would say the majority of my clients that are dealing with, and I've had clients dealing with really severe debilitating symptoms where they're bedridden or house ridden, they can't work, they've had to quit their job or whatever, they can barely take care of their family because of these debilitating symptoms. And this is the thing that propels them in their health in the right direction. Not saying it fixes everything because there's typically multiple layers to this. But this is the thing that starts to make the changes in the body that pushes them in the right direction. It always starts with the minerals. We start with the minerals. We start with that custom mineral protocol and getting the minerals, those building blocks of the body back in order. And we're doing it in the right way because just throwing random supplements at it and a random multivitamin, multimineral, well, yes, it could help fill in some of the holes. It's not directly addressing where the exact holes are, where the exact deficiencies are. And that's why I love the functional lab testing, because we're able to get actual real data to see where the holes and deficiencies are and how to address those directly rather than just guessing or throwing just some random multivitamin, multimineral on it and hoping that it'll help. So my takeaway here for you is this. If you're leaving out the mineral piece of the healing equation, you're working on chronic symptoms, chronic fatigue, energy, anxiety, depression. I mean, you name it. You name the chronic symptom that you've been dealing with. And whether you've classified it as normal or not, remember normal and common are not the same thing. So just because headaches and migraines and IBS and anxiety are common, especially with high-performing people, high-performing women, it doesn't mean it's normal. And if you're just throwing a bunch of stuff, or like it's like a throw the spaghetti at the wall and see what works kind of strategy, is really not getting to the root of the problem. It's not starting at that foundational level, cellular level of your health, your body. And that starts with the minerals. So starting there is really going to be what makes the big changes in the body. Not jumping straight to the hormones, not jumping straight to the thyroid, not jumping straight to the gut. All of those things are important, but we have to look at the minerals first. So if you're wondering about your own mineral levels, whether you're dealing with chronic symptoms or it's sort of like, I kind of want to know, just get a heat check. Where am I, right? Like, where am I in terms of my mineral balance? How can I optimize? I work with people on both ends of the spectrum. So like I said, I've worked with people where their symptoms have gotten so bad that they're bedridden or house ridden or just like it's completely wrecked their life. And I have other clients where they're living their life just fine. And maybe they have, a symptom or two, but nothing's crazy serious, but they want to optimize. And especially as high performing people that I work with, entrepreneurs, coaches, business owners, CEOs, leaders in their industry, we want to optimize, right? How do I save time and save energy? How do I optimize how I'm performing so I can show up better? Optimization is always the goal. You don't have to wait for everything to be falling apart before you do something about it, right? We can optimize it now, do it proactively, right? This kind of preemptive work so we don't have to get to the place where things are falling apart. If you're looking for that, the HT, and you're looking for just like a kind of a short-term thing, or just like a not an in-depth program, I guess is what I'm trying to say. The HTMA, the hair tissue and mineral analysis, is the way to go. And I have just that by itself. I have an HTMA test package where we're just looking at that one lab. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars on other labs if that's not what you're looking for. We can just focus in on the HTMA. It's the most cost efficient. It's the quickest. It's the easiest functional lab you can do with the most amount of data. Like, you get so much data from this one lab. And we're talking about your liver function, adrenals, your blood sugar, your nervous system, carb metabolism, your detox pathways, there's so much we can look at with this one lab. So if you're looking for that, the HTMA test package is the place to start. You can send me a DM or comment on this video and we can talk about what it looks like. But if you're looking to optimize or you're looking to heal, don't skip this step. You have to start with the minerals. You have to start with these building blocks first before looking at anything else. I would love to know your questions and takeaways, so you can comment below or message me. And I'll see you again on Facebook sometime.
Thanks for listening to Hopeful and Wholesome, y'all. If you found value in this week's episode, please subscribe on iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcast and leave a review to let me know what you thought. I'd love to know what you find useful in these episodes so I can know how to provide the most value I can to my listeners. And if you have topics you'd like to know more about, I'd love to hear those as well. So shoot me a message on Instagram, Facebook, or LinkedIn. It's @TheHopePedraza, or you can visit my website, hopefulandwholesome.com. Thanks, y'all.